things they went through, which was years of protests, and one of the workers. So thank you again, and hopefully you could learn more about it.
Greed, really, it's always the same excuse. These people getting raises, all these new buildings going up, tuition keeps going up, fees going up. We got high-ranking administrators making $300,000 a year just in their retirement packages. We can't get a contract for 8 or 9 months.
Human beings are not illegal. We think about immigrants, people, human beings come from all over the world. Even before socialization, before colonization came, before the Europeans subjugated here in the United States, Mexicans, Canadians, Asians, we were all migrating into this country before political divide.
Hola, estamos celebrando la coalición del 1 de mayo. Estamos apoyando la causa de migrantes y de trabajadores y la dignidad y calidad de los seres humanos.
So we have a very healthy tradition in Santa Ana for more than 10 years now to celebrate May Day. So that's May 1st, International Workers' Rights Day. And here we try to bring the community together. It very much depends on what's happening. A few years ago, there was a large conversation with many different communities all across the country to push for comprehensive immigration reform. So in that year, I believe it was 2006, there were thousands of people in the downtown area, and there was a huge march to apply pressure to the federal government to fix the broken immigration system. In this year, the theme of the march is universal human rights. So we have invited dozens of organizations and civic groups and nonprofit organizations and labor to join us for a day that would highlight their struggle. So out here you will see different tabling, you will hear from different speakers about the environment, about immigration, about civil rights, about police violence. So you would hear a variety of issues that people are struggling for.
Thank you, Teresa, for being with us today. But how do you see the problem of the immigration, of the deportation in the last year, especially with the new Republican Party who came to the White House and to the Congress and legislation, and they are going to modify? How is it going to affect the communities, immigrants here in the United States?
But I know that locally in Orange County and in Santa Ana, and especially as a member of the Orange County May Day Coalition, we've had a campaign that has lasted over 2 years now to cancel the contract between the City of Santa Ana and ICE, which is Immigration Customs Enforcement. So the city, since 2009, has had a contract that earns them about $5 million a year to house immigration detainees on behalf of ICE. So the city makes some money for each person that they house per night, and it adds up to about $5 million. And we are saying that the city does not need to use local resources and local people to help the federal government do its job. And especially the injustice is because 3 out of 4 people who are targeted by the detention request have 0 criminal record. So to us, that is not consistent with ICE's stated goal, which is supposed to be they would like to identify the most dangerous and felonious members of the community to deport them. And we are saying on the ground, their actual practice is not consistent with their stated goal. So we fight against that. We think that local resources should be used for local good. And there's no shortage of problems here. We can use more jobs. We can have better schools. There is a variety of things that we could do to make this community more healthy. There's a housing density problem. There's a shortage of access to healthy, affordable food. There's any number of issues that we could be focusing on, but instead, the city uses its jail and its police to lock up people who are just trying to survive.
Why it is important to be here today?
I'm from the ACLU, and we believe in protecting people's civil rights, so it's very important for me to be here today.
And what about the Labor Day?
I think the Labor Day is very important because people's labor is being stolen, people are being exploited, and they don't have enough income to live off of. So it's a very important movement.
Un momento de silencio para Ernesto. Recordarlo a él y a todas las personas que han muerto en las manos de la policía. We want to raise him, his name, and all the folks that have died at the hands of the police here in our county and all over this country.
Queremos justicia.
It might not be to the DA because they're not going to press charges, but we're going to bring justice to the family one way or another.
That's right.
And so they're not here right now, but I think that they are present and they were here earlier with us, and they are trying to keep this alive because I know it's a structure and it's material, but if we can keep him and anyone else that has been murdered by police in our minds and in our hearts, we won't let them get away with it, and that's a form of justice.
That's right.
So I want to just take a minute and example of a community, people in the community that are involved in working against police brutality, and the families to work together, not only to remember victims of state violence such as police officers, but immigration officers, military, anybody who's fallen victim to state officers. This is just one example, very concrete, of how we can do this together. And my compañera here is just going to take the blanket off. Yeah? Okay. And this is just a memorial that we put together now for...
Ernesto Canepa, rest in peace. Never forget. Fuck the police. Ernesto Canepa, rest in peace. Never forget. Fuck the police. Ernesto Canepa, rest in peace. Never forget. Fuck the police.
What democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
What's your name?
My name's Kimberly. The reason I'm protesting here is because I stand for my family. I stand for those people that are afraid to speak for themselves, that don't know how to speak English, that are scared, and I'm here for them because I'm my parents. I'm people without papers. I'm an immigrant. That's why I'm here.
And I would like to bring another issue which is very important today in the media. For example, we saw yesterday the Baltimore demonstration, the violence against the minority, the black community. What's your perception about this reality here in the United States and especially here in Orange County?
Oh, I'm so glad you're asking me about police violence and police accountability, because that's something else I also feel passionately about. I believe in community control of the police. And what that means is that the police works for us. The police works for me. The police works for you. The police do not work for the politicians. The police do not work for the people who are wealthy, who want their multi-million-dollar homes and businesses protected. What it means is that the police serves us and whatever our goals are. So if my goal is to have my neighborhood be safe, then they should help me with that goal or get out of the way. And if they are going to get out of the way, what it means is, because we have some friends too who believe in the abolishment actually of the police, meaning we don't even need a police force, and that we can rely on each other and we can build up self-reliance, that we can rely on each other to take care of our neighborhoods and our children, and to watch out for each other, and to help whenever there is a problem, that we can mediate, that we can have a dialogue, and we can work through our own problems. So there are people who have that radical view to abolish the police department. That's not something I have thought very much about yet personally, but for now I do believe that so long as there is a police force, the police should be under the control of the community.
What's your name?
My name is Sonia Hernandez. My backstory why I'm here at this May Day parade is because I'm here to represent people in general. My brother was killed by an Anaheim police officer in 2012, so I'm just here to support human rights anything to do with us staying alive and being able to live on this planet freely. I'm just here to support everybody here and get the opportunity to share it with everybody.
Okay, what about your brother that the police killed? Did they pay restoration for the damages to the family?
No, they didn't. When they shot my brother in 2012, they shot him in the head. He was hanging out in an alley with his friends, and you can't be free here in this world, hanging out in the alley and being shot at your own neighborhood. There's no justice for my brother. We're gonna go to court this year, but I seriously doubt that any justice is gonna happen. They just murdered my brother and try to cover him and throw it under the dirt. So I'm just here to stand up for him and for all the innocent victims that were brutally killed by the Atlanta Police Department and Santa Ana Police Department and all around the world, pretty much.
Estamos marchando para exigir justicia porque siguen habiendo leyes injustas como eso de que la policía de Santana y la ciudad tengan un contrato con la migra. No es algo que es aceptable y es algo que es en contra de los derechos humanos el no dejar que se le dé el derecho de migrar a la comunidad.
We definitely want to continue to promote that, and it was great to see all the young folks that are coming out of school to let them know that people care about their community, people want to get out, get involved, and just know that this is not the end. We want to get folks involved. Go online, Orange County May Day Coalition, that's omcdc.org, or look us up on Facebook to continue to plug in. And like they were saying, the next city council meeting, we're going to go there and we're going to let them know we want the ICE contracts to be finished. We want our families to stop being deported and no more detention centers.
What was my impression of the march? I'm always glad the way it happens. It's a very hot day and people show up and you see so a lot of different people were here and that was a good thing, and so yeah, I'm glad it went well. So.
And how old that organization? How long?
About 5 years old.
Yeah.
They were marching before that, but not organized. The community is coming together, as you can see. A lot of different groups are here, and so more and more people are speaking to each other, so that's a good thing.
Migo, I can't take no more. Let me go, let me go. Now this is war. It's pretty much life. I wasn't scared of them anyway. It's funny how us agents have hearts frozen cold. They locked us up in cages. They want answer gold. It's time to rise and break the ice. Immigration's not a crime, but prison labor is. We must be free. Let us go. We can't take no more. Let us go. Let us go. Now this is war. Here I am. I must be free. I want to go home. The people's power.